Got 1 minute too, what?
Got 1 minute.
Yeah, right.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just, I won't be here tomorrow, so I figured I'll come today.
Oh, you won't be here tomorrow.
No.
It's your dad's yard sale, yeah?
Yes, that's the only thing that brings me out on Friday night.
I understand. I hope we get a meeting. I think we'll get a meeting.
If we don't, we don't. You know, it's not the end of the world.
I think we will. I feel like I have to start on time always.
You
Because,
should.
well, I always start on time, but also people are, there's always people watching, so.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice, it is
But, you know,
nice.
if you start on time, you think people will eventually show up and
You
they
think,
don't.
but they don't.
You know.
But I do. I like starting. I like being on time. In general, I like.
No, I was married to a man who was always on time, 5 minutes before time.
That
I'm
I
not the same.
appreciate.
Hello, the Chavez. You know what I'm saying? I see they come in, but,
Yeah, they trickle it. No, but I like punctuality. I do.
yeah, but it's good.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Page 14 or 46.
You said you didn't know.
Yedid nefesh avarachaman mishoch avdach eretzonach Yarod avdach yemoayal yishtachov el moladarach yerav lo yedidutach minofetzuv vechol tahav Adonai oziv haolam nafshi cholat avatach Anahel narvanala Beharola Noam Zivach Asir Chazek V'tirapeh V'hayetalach Shivchad Olam V'tigehemu Rachamecha V'chuzno V'noavach Ki zekama nichtav Lirav tiferet hozach Hanayli machmalimi Hoshana ve'azid alayhi olena uvros gaviv alay hezugar shelomach Dahir heretz migivonach Nagila v'niz Smecha bach Maher Ahogeva Moed V'choneiri Gimei Olam 15 or 49 L'chon eranen al Adonai Nari al Zori Sheinu Nekad mafanav v'toda Mizmiro nari alo Arba'im shana Hagud bedor V'omar amdoye levavem V'hem lo yanu l'rachai Asher nishmati b'yavim Yavon el menuchadim Shiru l'Adonai Shir chana Shiru l'Adonai Golare Shiru l'Adonai Baruchu Shemo Masru meyom leyom Yeshuato Sabru v'goyim Gevodo V'chol ha'amim V'leotav Ki gadol Adonai Umol al meyo Norao al kol Elohim Kol Elohei ha'amim Elilim Adonai shamayim asa Hod v'hadar lefanav Oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho Havul Adonai mishpechot amim Havul Adonai kavod ra'od Havul Adonai kevod shemo Seu mincha Harar koden chilu mibanam kol haaretz zimru v'goyim Adonai malach abdi kon tevel mahal limon Yadin amim b'meisharim Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz Yiramayam Olo Yalo Sadai V'chol asher bo Az yiranenu kol hatzayar Lifnei Adonai Kiva Lishbot haaretz Lishbot tevel V'tzedek Be'amim behem Munato Hayya 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 Adonai malach tagel haaretz 17 or 51 Or zaru ala tzadik Ol Yisrael simcha Simchu tzadikim Adonai Ve'olu lezecher godsho Mizmor shiru l'Adonai Shir chadash Shiniflaut asa Hoshia lo yemina Ozro akodsho Hodia Adonai Yeshuato לעיני הגויים גילוצין כתו, זכר חסדו ואמונתו, לבית ישראל ראו כל אפסי ארץ, את ישועות אלוהינו, הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, בזכו ורננו וזמרו, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בכינור וכל זמרה, בחצות רעות בקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירם הים לו, הבל ביושבי נהר ימחה וכף, יחד הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני כי בא, לשמור הארץ, לשמור תבל וצדק, ועמים במישרי עיני, page 19 or 53, Adonai Malach, Yirgazu Amin, Yosef Kuvim, Tanu Daret, and Rabbi Zion. Moshe ve'Aaron bekohanav, u'Shmuel bekorei Shemo, koreim el Adonai, ve'u yanem, ba'amod anan yedaber alehem, shameru edotav v'chok natan lamo, Adonai Eloheinu atah nidam, el nosei ha'ita lahem v'nokem al alilotam, romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Please rise. Mizmor leDavid, Havul Adonai Melim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Vahod, Havul Adonai, Gevod Shemo Yishtachavu Adonai, Adrak Kodesh, Kol Adonai Alamayim El HaKavod, Hirim Adonai Almayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Bakoach, Kol Adonai Behadar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Shaver Adonai et Arzei Albanon Bayar Giden Kemo Egel Lebanon Vesirion Kemo Ben Re'emim Kol Adonai Kosev Lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Cholel Hayalot, Vayechezov Ye'arot, Uvechalo Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai Lama Yashava Yeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yilen, Adonai Yevarech et Amo V'Shalom. Anna Bekoach Bekoach Gedulat Yemincha Tatir Zerura Gabel Rinatamcha Zagabenu Darenu Nora Hanna Beko Gedulat Yemincha Tatir Zerura Tatir Zerura Gaberina Darina Damecha Sagabenu Darenu Nora Hay Ambara Hay 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 Ada Hay 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 Ada 2156 Shamor b'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmehanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Ushno echad L'shem u'tiferet ve'le'tila L'echad Shaban Gabela Chadodi Ligragala Bene Shaban Gabela Ligrad Shaban Lechovenecha Ki Mekora Beracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'machshava Techila Lecha Dodi Ligrad Kala Pnei Shaban Gabela Lecha Dodi Ligrad Kala Pnei Shaban Gabela Migdash melech ir melucha Kumin zehimid agavecha Rav lach shever V'yemek havacha V'hu yachamol alayichem la Lecha dodi Likrat gala B'nei Shaban Gavela Lechadodi Ligragala B'nei Shaban Gavela Hinarim E'afar Kumi Liv Shem Ding Ding Divadei Chami Al Yad Ben Ishai Beit Alachmi Korba El Nafshi Ge'ala Lecha Dodi Likrat Gala Pnei Shaban Gabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Gala Pnei Shaban Gabela Likrat Kala B'nei Shaban Gabela Haylo Tebo Shivelo Digalmi Madish Tochachi Umademi Mach Yechesu Ani Ami V'nim Netayir Al Zila Lechadodi grad kala li grad kala me shabbat kabela ay yurim shisa shosai rachaku kol me volai yasi salai Elohai kimsos katan al kala lechadodi le grad kala be ne shabbat ne kabela ay aminus monti rosi veyet Adonai ta aritzi al yarish ben parzi v'nis mechave nagila lechadodi le grad kala be ne shabbat ne kabela Koi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha usala tochemune am segula boi chala Page 23 or 59. Bizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Magadlu Masechaya Me'olam Machshevot Magadlu Masechaya Me'olam Machshevotecha Od Yenu Meseva Sheni Verananimiu Lagin Ki Yashar Adonai Suri Velo Avla Tavo Adonai Malach Geud Lavesh Adonai Ositazah Amen Mikolot Maim Rabim Hadirim Ishbereyam Mikolot Maim Rabim Hadirim Ishreyam Hadir Bamarom Hadir Bamarom Hadir Bamarom Adonai Hadir Bamarom Hadir Bamarom Hadir Bamarom Adonai ותחננו מאוד לבית חנה בקודש אדוני לאורך ימים. This week we observe the Yartzeichen of Esther Taub, mother of Shelley Klein, Artis Reed, mother of Lydia Reed, Samuel Rubach, father of Dan Rubach, Anne Yelsey, mother of Neil Yelsey, Marcia Lanoil, mother of Ginny Heron Lanoil, Herbert Lewin, father of Sybil Rosenberg, Esther Rudder, aunt of Eleanor Dreyfus, Max Schreiber, father of Gloria Staple, Alan Dreyfus, brother-in-law of Eleanor Dreyfus, Nathaniel Goldberg, brother of Eleanor Dreyfus, Paul Goldiner, husband of Mary Goldiner, Morris Mayerson, father of Howard Mayerson, and also Branya Fink and Anna LaBouche, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings. Because we do not have a minion in the room, we can include Shir Malot on page 250. Anyone saying Kaddish is invited to rise for that as well. Shir Hamalot Esaina El Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri Ezri Me'im Adonai Ose Shamayim Varetz Al Yitein Lamot Raglecha Al Yanum Shomerecha Hine Lo Yanum V'lo Yishan Shomer Yisrael Adonai Shomerecha Adonai Tzilecha Liad Yeminecha Yom HaShemesh Lo Yakerka V'yareach Balayla Adonai Yishmorcha Mikol Ra Yishmor Al Nafshecha Adonai Yishmor Tzeitcha U'echa Me'ata V'yad Olam. You may be seated. Good Shabbos, everyone. It is so nice to see all of you. I want to share something relatively short, which is that this weekend is Refugee Shabbat, as some of you probably heard if you read your emails, if you're following Hayas. It's a national program of Hayas where lots of shuls across the country, including ours, pledge to elevate the refugee crisis at shul over the weekend, and hopefully people will come back tomorrow and hear from our refugee committee, which has done really, really extraordinary work this past year, helping resettle Bella, a woman from the Democratic Republic of Congo here in this country. Bella will be here to get tomorrow as well, and I just invite everyone back to be a part of what is, I think, a very important day in the cycle of our days. The 6 years since Hayas has been doing this, it's an important day. And it's not a coincidence that Hayas places it now, because they give rabbis a leg up, because we're reading the Exodus story right now, which is, of course, the primary Jewish narrative that tells us who we are, which is, of course, a refugee story. That's what it is. And that's what we primarily are. The word Hebrew, Ivri, Avraham Ivri, means literally one who crosses over a border, i.e. crosses over the river. To be over. Avram crosses over from one land, from one border, into another. And the Tanakh imagines that the primary aspect of Israelite identity, down to the very word, is to be someone who changes borders, someone who goes from one land into another. And the Ur text, the fundamental myth of our people, is that we are refugees, which is why, and I've said this many times, of all the causes in the world, and there are numerous causes, which we should all be involved with. We should try to be involved with all of them. It's the most uniquely Jewish one. And I say that because, and I've said this before too, but if the Torah says it 36 times a year, which it does, 36 times a year we read some version of, don't oppress the stranger, for you were a stranger in the land of Egypt, which is something like 33 or 34 more times than the Torah tells us to do any other mitzvah. So when the Torah tells us to do it 36 times, I think we're supposed to listen, and I feel like I'm entitled to say it once or twice a year. And I know I've said all of this before, but it is just such a uniquely important Jewish issue, and it's one that our community can be proud that we've led on and made a difference in over the past year. And the last thing I want to say about that is I want you to imagine, it's actually not from this parsha, it's from a parsha that comes up in Dvarim. And I often share this as well, and it's one of my favorite Torahs anywhere, or certainly my favorite Torah about this. I want you to imagine, though, before I share, I want you to imagine when you played Capture the Flag as a kid, or you played tag, and there was a base. Remember how it felt when you got to base, or when you crossed, or you made a touchdown? You're traversing dangerous terrain, and finally you were there. This is a very resonant memory for me. I had a very dear friend of mine, still a close friend of mine, grew up in this sort of semi-private park, and the whole thing was sort of like our own little world, and we would run around and we'd play Capture the Flag. It was one of the things that we played. And we had these places, they were trees, I can still remember them, specific places that we had designated as safe. And once you were there, no one could get you there. Whatever getting you meant, tagging you, or hitting you with a water balloon or something, you were safe there, we knew that. And it was so exhilarating to finally get there. It was such a relief. I remember this felt very real to me. And that's how it's supposed to feel when you cross over into God's country. Into the borders of the land. And there's an extraordinary midrash about this that appears in Dvarim, where there's another mitzvah that we're not supposed to return a slave to his master. If a slave flees from his master, we are not supposed to return that slave to his master. And in the verse there, it says the word master twice, which the rabbis don't like because every word in the Torah is perfect and there should be no extra words. And it says master twice. And there's an extraordinary midrash on this. And in order to understand the midrash, you have to understand a little bit about biblical slavery. And there are two types of slaves in the Bible. There's what's called an Eved Ivri, a Jewish slave, which is like an indentured servant. He works for you for 7 years to pay off a debt. And then he goes free in the Shemitah year, always. And then there's the Eved Kanani. That's the non-Jewish slave. And this is what we really understand. This is chattel slavery. That is your property. And the Torah says you're supposed to own that slave in perpetuity. Explicitly, the Torah says this. But comes the Midrash and says, why does it say master twice? Well, it says master twice in order to teach us that when a non-Jewish slave flees from his Jewish master, from outside the land of Israel into the land of Israel, nonetheless, we're not supposed to return him. Right? When the non-Jewish slave, who's owned by a Jew, who the Torah says explicitly the Jew is supposed to own forever, when he flees his abusive master and reaches God's country, there he is free. And when we think about creating a godly nation, and when we think about creating a Jewish country, and we think about creating a country where God's presence is manifest, it means, yes, we have borders. Of course we have borders. But the borders are borders, that's the border of the end zone. That's where you know you're safe. That's not a border to keep people out. That's a border where you know once you reach God's country, you are free from the horrors of the world outside. And it's a beautifully powerful midrash, which Rashi brings right there on the pasuk in Dvarim. And it's something that Jewish communities have to try to rise to. And I'm very, very proud to say that over the past year, in large part because of John's leadership and many others in the community, we have risen to the best of that midrash. And God willing, we'll continue to do that. So please come back tomorrow to hear more about that work. And with that, we will continue with Mari on page 28 or 64.
start with
Baruch
Baruch
atah Adonai.
Adonai.
Ma'avir yom u'mevi laila, mavdil ben yom u'ben laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leilam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, ma'ariv aravim. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadetam, al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shabcheinu v'krumenu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nishma b'devrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Hem achayinu v'orech yameinu, v'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla, v'avtachal tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Top of page 30. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol meotecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha v'beitecha, v'leftecha v'derech, v'shokbecha v'kumecha, v'kishartam liot al yadecha, v'ayulat atafot beinecha, u'ktavtam, ha'mezuzo beitecha, u'v'hisharecha, v'ayom shalom tishma'u. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Top of 32. Emet. Malchutzo baratzon kiblu aleihem, Oshev b'nei Yisrael echad, Ushira b'simcha rabba, v'yamru chulam, Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora te'ilot o-sefer, Malchut charu v'anecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu v'yamru Adonai loch olam va'ed v'ne'emar kifad Adonai Yaakov ugalo mi'achazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai ga'al Yisrael Shkivenu Adonai shalom v'mideinu Ushmort Seitenu, Uvain al Chayel Shalom, Me'atav Yad Olam, Ufros Aleinu, Sukkah Shlomecha, Baruch Ata Adonai, Hapore Sukkah Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yamo Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. Top of 34. Vishamru V'nei Yisrael, please rise. Et HaShabbat, Lasod et HaShabbat, Lidorotam Berit Olam Aidai, Beini Uvein B'nei Yisrael, Oti Le'olam, Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai, Et HaShamayim V'et Haaretz, Uvayom HaShvi'i Shabbat Vayinafash. Silent Amida on page 35b. Top of 38. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Hiatahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Hiatahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Page 50 is Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'am v'ronanu mikol ha'shton v'kedishanu mitzvotav v'titvat.
Sorry,
Oh, really?
I misled you. It's on page 49. It's not yet Pesach, but
Oh, we're
It does get
rehearsing.
me in
We're
the mood.
rehearsing. Wait, what page?
49.
49.
I thought so. Okay.
Sorry.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu mitzvotav ratzavanu v'shabbat chadasho b'yavar ratzon hinki lanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikrai kodesh zecher l'tziyat Mitzrayim ki banu v'chartan Mi'ahava u'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekedu l'yetzer breshit, shelo asanu k'milei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpuko ha'adama, shelo samnu k'elkeinu krahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol ha'monah, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachachim u'mordim, l'fnei melech, Katu b'Torah Adonai Melech le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz. Bayom ha'u yeh Adonai echad. U'shemo
we can include another one of the Shirei Amalot, this time on page 250. 252. Shir Hamalot Abodchim Baronai Ki Har Tzion Lo Yimod Leolam Yeshev Yerushalayim Arim Saviv La Varonai Saviv Lamo Me'ata V'yad Olam Ki Lo Yanuach Shevet Haresh Al Goral Tzadikim Leman lo yishlechu atzadikim be'avlat ha'yudehem. Heitiva Adonai latovim v'li sharim b'libotam. Ve'amatayim al kalkalotam yolichem Adonai et bolei aven. Shalom al Yisrael. Good Shabbos, everyone. Again, Yasher Koach, Jeremy, for beautiful davening, as always. Kiddush this week is being sponsored by the board in honor of John Casper being named Volunteer Fighter of the Year by Pelham Fire Department. I have a firefighting story tomorrow, which you got to come back and hear that one tomorrow. But it's our pleasure on behalf of the whole community to do that for John, and John does so much both for our community and the broader Pelham community, so thank you. And there's also thank you to Carrie Hochberg and the Refugee Committee for getting some special Kiddush food tomorrow, so it's extra. It'll be nice, so please come back tomorrow. We're always looking for Kiddush sponsors. Please contact Andrea Rothberg about that, although they are in Morocco, I believe, right now, so you can't contact her so easily right now. The PJC blood drive is January 28th, which is this Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. There is a blood shortage in this country right now. Please donate if you can. No need to make an appointment, but you can contact Michael Dvorkin if you have questions. Winter Adult Ed, we just started really strong our big idea, our History of Zionism, History of Zionist Ideas class. We had, I think, 12 people on Tuesday night, which let's keep that bill. There's a few more we're expecting, so please come out for that, even if you can't come to all of them. And the last sessions are going to be taught by Dr. Arnie Eisen, the former chancellor of the Jewish Theological Seminary. So that will be wonderful. Lunch and Learn, 12 to 1 p.m. on Zoom. The next First Friday dinner is Friday, March 1st. Same program, 5:30 light dinner and kiddush for the kids, 6 p.m. dinner and 6 p.m. services, and then dinner for everyone afterwards. Please RSVP by February 26th to receive the reduced price. And of course, no one's ever turned away for any reason for cost. Please reach out to Emily Pauley if you have questions about that. Save the date, March 17th. The PJC players proudly present The Band's Visit, which is a wonderful, marvelous play. And that's it. Good job, everyone. Yigdal is on page, what is it? 50. חי וישתבח נמצא ביניהם אל מציאותו אחד בן יחיד כייחודו נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו אינו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף ונערוך אליו קדושתו קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא ראשון בן ראשית לראשית הינו אדון עולם וכבודו שר יורה גדולתו מלכותו שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו לא קם בישראל כמשה עוד נגיד ומעביד את תכונתו תורת נתן לעמו אל היד נביאו נאמן ביתו לא יכל לפעל ולא ימיר דתו לעולמים זולתו צופה ויודע צטרנו מעביד לסוף דבר נקדמתו גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו נותן רשע רע גרישתו ישלח לגץ ימים לשפענו לבדוק רק הגץ ישועתו מתים יחייל ברוך חסדו ברוך עלי השם תהילתו מתים יחייל ברוך חסדו ברוך עלי השם תהילתו. Good Shabbos, everyone. Thank you. I always love you, Doug. I know I've said that before. I always feel.
I love doing it here.
That's it. Goodbye. I like it. When did you start, Doug? You're from which one did you go to? Jonah's obsessed. He's obsessed. He's the one to go. He wanted to move out. He came. He went for Tom from my dinner in the week. You know, this summer for the first time. You are. And how is he feeling better? Good Shabbos, Sybil.
Oh, there, yeah. That's awesome.
Good to see you, Sybil. Bye. Sybil? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
No, I mean, like, yeah, she doesn't drive. She drives. Oh,
Yeah. How are you? It's been a while.
Really, I'm not on your side, I've just been in this fight for so long. There's no way.
You tried. You did exactly as much as you literally lined up.
No, I couldn't.
You only promised once.
You need to come, I mean, if you, but it's just.
Everyone's good.
It's,
Yeah.
Everyone good?
it's so good to see you, Neil. Happy New Year, it's still January.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Wasn't it your birthday? Wait, was your birthday?
I know it is, like now.
When was it?
Today, January, something.
Something.
I know.
That's exceptional, but thanks for remembering birthday.
I know that she's like, I think you're January.
I only know if I see it on the I don't know on
My
Facebook.
dad's got me too.
You don't hold that, yeah.
I don't know.
He doesn't know how they're related. His relatives like.
It's just terrible. When we go visit my cousins, we ask, all of us, on my side, we ask Beth how everyone's related.
So I have to tell you something, there was some kind of a ceremony at the hotel, you know, as there've been many ceremonies with prayers and singing, and they blew a shofar. And I said, it was a moving ceremony, and I sent it to Eli, and Eli wrote, it wasn't our bed. who blew the
Oh,
shofar.
yeah.
It wasn't our Ben. So
He's
we were,
definitely.
I hope he gets to go there sometime.
You hope he gets to go there sometime.
You
Has
know,
he ever been?
Oh, he's been,
Oh,
he's
that's
been.
I
He's
remember.
been, but I hope he, you know, as, you know, bring his son,
Of course.
who waves
Rat
bye-bye.
Hashem, there's Rat
That's
Hashem.
fine.
Who waves bye-bye, yeah,
That's so
but in-
fun.
Little Galen
Yeah.
Green.
That's so.
But it was such a week, I wanted to key
Wait,
up.
what's his name? Mommy's name?
Galen.
Galen.
Galen's home.
Nice Jewish name.
It could be.
Shaul is his secret name. So, no, but